Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a bottle of one of my favorite distilleries here in my cask. I'm really happy to have it here. It's the Glendronach Cask Strength Batch number 9. It's unchill filtered, it's uncolored, and it's priced between 70 and 80 euros, pounds. And the amount of bottles available varies from batch to batch. And this is the batch number 9. I had already a batch number 6 something. And so the taste between the batches vary a little. And I do not feel the necessity to taste it every year or every new batch, which might stay for longer than a year. But this time I have to taste it again because the batch number 9 just appeared on the market. And the specialty of this one compared to other Glendronach bottlings is they are matured in Oloroso and Pedro Ximenez sherry casks. Why is this a specialty? Well, Oloroso sherry is a full fermented fermented wine until the yeast kills itself up to 15.5 ABV, and then you do not have residual sugars in this wine, and then you add a brandy to the wine until you reach an ABV of 20, and then you have this Oloroso sherry. Pedro Ximenez sherry is different. There you ferment the wine as normal, but you stop the fermentation prior to using up all of the sugar in the wine, so that there is a residual sugar in that wine beside the fruitiness of the grapes. And then you add up the brandy as well, up to 20% ABV, so that the sherry then, the resulting sherry, is really sweet. Not only fruity, but fruity and sweet. And the Oloroso is only fruity. And here we have both. And if I remember right, then the Glendronach 21 years old Parliament has this 2 kinds of cask as well. And so it's very hefty and juicy and fruity and sweet. This one has a higher ABV. It's 59.4 in this batch, and in former times you could call a whiskey cask strength even having only a high proof. So they typically reduced what came out of the cask to a constant ABV and said that's cask strength. No, today it's different. The regulations were changed in 2009 so that you only can call a whiskey cask strength if you do not have added any water to it, so undiluted. So, and here we go, and have a look. It's unchill filtered, it's uncolored. What a wonderful dark color. And I have not an idea how long this whiskey matured, but with first fill sherry casks, Pedro Ximenez sherry casks, you're able to reach this with an age of 5 years. Because Oloroso is in it as well, probably a year longer. So I would suggest this has 7 years, probably. I might be wrong. It is also quite difficult to find out the age of the whiskey when it's so highly powered with the casks. If you have a refill normal cask, then you're able to smell and find out those younger notes. If it's full turbocharged with those casks, then it's very, very difficult to find out the age of a whiskey. Yeah, dark fruity. This the taste or the youthness of a whiskey also depends on the strength of the wort. Means if you have a longer fermenting period in the wash bags, then you cover that youthness as well. And if you're distilling very slowly or on 3 stills, then the youthness will go out of the whiskey as well and kept back in the last pot still. So first is, astonishingly, vanilla, caramel, and then the typical oranges of Glendronach appear. And in the background, these sultanas you typically have with the sherry or raisins. Officially it's said there's licorice in it, but I think that will show up during the tasting. So this is close to 60% ABV, far too much for me. So I diluted a little bit down, so that it will give free some of those aromas. Now fresher cacao, some syrup, dark berries, and as well caramel. Yeah, cheers. I really found the right strength. Oranges, juicy, mouth-filling, dark maltiness, roasted malt. The aftertaste, a little chocolate, a little espresso, not too much, so it's not too old. Otherwise, these intense, light, bitter notes from the casks would have come through more intense, like this licorice, which I do not find as well. Wonderful piece of work, just the right amount of cask character in it, young enough to have the distillery character present with the oranges in it. Yeah, it's more expensive than others, but if you dilute it with a third, then you reach just a full liter out of this bottle. And diluting a whiskey always release more aromas. Yeah. Very juicy, very friendly. Remember, this is batch number 9, batch number 10, and the further upcoming sequences, they will taste slightly different, but they will have always this Oloroso and Pedro Ximenez sherry cask maturation in it. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, there's more to come.